P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Ahern. A young married couple, Holly and Jerry, have a joke between them. If anything ever happened to him, he'd have to write her a list, or she'll never be able to cope without him. The list grew to encompass advice for any eventuality, a joke all their friends shared. When Jerry's severe headache is diagnosed as brain cancer and Holly tragically loses him in a few short months, she is devastated and unmoored. She hasn't just lost her husband, she has lost her very identity. And then it arrives. A package marked the list. Jerry has kept his promise, and inside this package are 10 envelopes to be opened over a period of 10 months. Each letter offers specific instructions to guide Holly through grief and ultimately grant her permission to return to life. Of course, each letter ends with P.S. I love you. The novel includes a cast of raucously funny and memorable characters, including Holly's best friends and 4 siblings, who range in personality from the pink-haired world traveler Kiara to stick-in-the-mud Richard. Set in Ireland, the book has a wonderful Irish atmosphere, reminiscent of Maeve Binchy's and Marian Keyes' P.S. I Love You is a warm, witty, heartfelt, and romantic story about the blessings of friendship, family, and the eternal nature of true love. For David. Chapter 1. Holly held the blue cotton sweater to her face, and the familiar smell immediately struck her. An overwhelming grief knotting her stomach and pulling at her heart. Pins and needles ran up the back of her neck, and a lump in her throat threatened to choke her. Panic took over. Apart from the low hum of the fridge and the occasional moaning of the pipes, the house was quiet. She was alone. Bile rose to her throat, and she ran to the bathroom, where she collapsed to her knees before the toilet. Jerry was gone, and he would never be back. That was the reality. She would never again run her fingers through his soft hair, never share a secret joke across the table at a dinner party, never cry to him when she got home from a hard day at work and just needed a hug. She would never share a bed with him again, never be woken up by his fits of sneezes each morning, never laugh with him so much her stomach would ache, never fight with him about whose turn it was to get up and turn the bedroom light off. All that was left was a bundle of memories and an image of his face that became more and more vague each day. Their plan had been very simple: to stay together for the rest of their lives. A plan that anyone within their circle would agree was accomplishable. They were best friends, lovers, and soulmates, destined to be together. Everyone thought. But as it happened, one day, destiny greedily changed its mind. At the end had come all too soon. After complaining of a migraine for a few days, Jerry had agreed to Holly's suggestion to see his doctor. This was done one Wednesday, on a lunch break from work. The doctor thought it was due to stress or tiredness and agreed that at the very worst he might need glasses. Jerry hadn't been happy with that. He had been upset about the idea he might need glasses. He needn't have worried, since as it turned out, it wasn't his eyes that were the problem. It was the tumor growing inside his brain. Holly flushed the toilet, and shivering from the coldness of the tiled floor, she shakily steadied herself to her feet. He had been 30 years old. By no means had he been the healthiest man on the earth, but he'd been healthy enough well, to live a normal life. When he was very sick, he would bravely joke about how he shouldn't have lived life so safely, should have taken drugs, should have drunk more, should have traveled more, should have jumped out of airplanes while waxing his legs. His list went on. Even as he laughed about it, Holly could see the regret in her eyes. Regret for the things he never made time to do, the places he never saw, and sorrow for the loss of future experiences. Did he regret the life he'd had with her? Holly never doubted that he loved her, but feared. He felt he had wasted precious time. Growing older became something he wanted desperately to accomplish, rather than merely a dreaded inevitability. How presumptuous they both had been never to consider growing old as an achievement and a challenge. Aging was something they both wanted so much to avoid. Holly drifted from room to room while she sobbed her fat, salty tears. Her eyes were red and sore, and there seemed to be no end to this night. None of the rooms in the house provided her with any solace, just unwelcoming silences as she stared around at the furniture. She longed for the couch to hold out its arms to her, but even it ignored her. Cherry would not be happy with this, she thought. She took a deep breath, dried her eyes, and tried to shake some sense into her. No, Cherry would not be pleased at all. Just as she had every other night for the past few weeks, Holly fell into a fitful sleep in the early hours of the morning. Next day, she found herself sprawled uncomfortably across some piece of furniture. Today, it was the couch. Once again, it was the phone call from a concerned friend or family member that woke her up. They probably thought that all she did was sleep. Where were their phone calls when she listlessly roamed the house like a zombie searching the rooms for what? What was she expecting to find? Hello, she groggily answered. Her voice was hoarse from all the tears, but she had long since stopped caring about maintaining a brave face for anyone. Her best friend was gone, and nobody understood that no amount of makeup, fresh air, or shopping was going to fill the hole in her heart. Oh, sorry, love. Did I wake you? The concerned voice of Holly's mother came across the line. Always the same conversation. Every morning, her mother called to see if she had survived the night alone. Always afraid of waking her, yet always relieved to hear her breathing. Safe with the knowledge her daughter had braved the ghosts of the night. No, I was just dozing. It's okay. Always the same answer. Your dad and Declan have gone, and I was thinking of you, pet. Why did that soothing, sympathetic voice always send tears to Holly's eyes? She could picture her mother's concerned false face, eyebrows furrowed, forehead wrinkled with worry, but it didn't soothe Holly. It made her remember why they were worried, and that they shouldn't have to be. Everything should be normal. Jerry should be beside her, rolling his eyes up to the heaven and trying to make her laugh, while her mother yapped on. So many times Holly would have to hand the phone over to Jerry as a fit of giggles would take over. Then he would chat away, ignoring Holly as she jumped around the bed, pulling her silliest faces and doing her funniest dances just to get him back. It seldom worked. She ummed and ahed throughout the conversation, listening but not hearing a word. It's a lovely day, Holly. It will do you the world of good to go out for a walk. Get some fresh air. I suppose. There it was again. fresh air, the alleged answer to all her problems. Maybe I'll call around later and we can have a chat. No thanks, Mom. I'm okay. Silence. Well, alright then. Give me a ring if you change your mind. I'm free all day. Okay. Another silence. Thanks though. Right then. Take care, love. I will. Holly was about to replace the phone when she heard her mother's voice again. Oh, Holly, I almost forgot. That envelope is still here for you. You know, the one I told you about? It's on the kitchen table. You might want to collect it. It's been here for weeks now, and it might be important. I doubt it. It's probably just another card. No, I don't think it is, love. It's addressed to you, and above your name it says, oh, hold on. While I get it from the table, wait. The phone was put down, the sound of heels on the tiles toward the table, chairs screeched against the floor, footsteps getting louder, phone being picked up. You still there? Yeah. Okay, it says at the top, the list. I'm not sure what that means. It's worth just taking a Holly dropped the phone.